on, guys? Dylan Tooby of the Soccer Essentials. Today I want to talk about tactics, and I want to talk specifically about how to defend as a team. So the key to good defensive shape, to being effective defensively, is keeping the distance between your players really tight. Okay, if you get too spread out, that's when you get broken down. So you really want to keep short distances, not only between your defenders and your midfielders, okay, but this way as well. So the midfielders have to be close to the defenders, and the strikers have to be close to the midfielders. Okay, we need to be really compact. What happens when teams get broken down is that they're too stretched. We get lazy defending, and we create these big gaps. Okay, and this is how you get broken down. When you have big gaps like this, there's lots of space to exploit. So we need to keep everything tight. Defenders, keep the gaps close between each other. Okay, midfielders, two defenders, keep it tight. And if we're all really tight like this, we can help each other defend. Okay, if we're too stretched, we're defending in one rather than numbers. The key is to defend as a unit. So if the ball comes up, everyone comes up together. The defenders don't sit back. They have to come up quickly with the strikers. If the ball goes back, okay, obviously the defenders are back, but the strikers have to come back too and help out on the ball. So here I want to talk about pressuring the ball, remember, as a unit. So if the ball is out here, this is my attacker, these are my defenders. If the ball is out here on the left side, okay, first player to the ball has to pressure right away. If we don't pressure right away, if you sit off, you give them time to make a play. So maybe he can play a ball over the top, maybe he can combine with players. The key is to pressure quickly. Maybe you're not running in for the tackle right away, but you have to close down the distances quickly, okay? So it really should be first player, preferably second player, both going towards the ball. Like I said, as a unit, we all have to move. So defenders come a bit closer, midfielders come across, okay? And we keep our shape, we keep the same shape, but we move across and we make the field really compact. We're almost splitting the field in half. Okay, this guy doesn't hang out here. He's not doing any good here. He comes over here to cover the space. So again, the ball's out wide. We're all moving as a unit. First two, pressure the ball. The rest cover the passing angles, or this player's passes, try to block off their teammates. Okay, we're all coming across. Remember, this guy doesn't stay out here. He comes across, the fullback and the winger come across, and we defend as a unit. If the ball, I know you're worried about this guy out here. If the ball comes across, okay, play it a long ball across to here, then we have time. We can all move as a unit again. Okay, so leave that player out wide. Split the field in half. If the ball moves, we all move together and we cover the space. Remember, the key to good defending is defending in numbers. It's easier, much easier to defend if you have multiple players around the ball. So let's say their team picks up the ball in our defensive third, okay? Right away, we need pressure from the center backs. If this is the striker, we need pressure from the center backs right away, okay? But that isn't enough. We want the midfielders to track back and help out. Everyone's coming tighter, okay? And we are protecting our goal like this, okay? It seems maybe a bit much, but we really have to take care of the most important thing, and that is the goal. If we don't get scored on, we can't lose. Talk about a really interesting defensive idea, and that is trapping the player with the ball. So if you want to be more effective at winning the ball back, rather than everyone just running straight at the player, again, you should pressure quickly. I want you to start pressuring the player more quickly. But instead of running straight at the player, can we curve our run to really screw this guy over? Okay, so again, first player to the ball is going to close down, okay? Where do you think this guy wants to go? He probably wants to play into here, or he might play back here, okay? We want him to play where we have defenders. So if I'm gonna approach this way, I'm either gonna force him into here because I know I have defenders here to help, okay, or I'm gonna force him backwards. If you can't win the ball, just focus on forcing the player backwards. That's the most important thing, okay? This player, can you help out this guy and block off this pass? So instead of running straight at the defender like this, can you curl your run like this So he doesn't have a passing option anymore. See how I'm cutting off this passing angle with the run of the striker? Okay, now I'm pressuring here, pressuring here. This guy comes across to cover any space into here. We can even bring this across, and this guy blocks off this. So you see how we really screw this player over, okay? He's either going back all the way to his goalie, or we're winning possession of the ball, and we can go out the back to the other side. Here I want to talk about the importance of tracking back. So say their striker or winger has the ball into here. First thing, we have to get pressure from the defenders. We can't give them space to attack, so you really want to close the space as quickly as possible without getting beat. So the fullback's going to come inside, force him to the outside. The center back's going to come across to help as well. If this player gets beat, the center back can cover here. Okay, and then our fullback will come inside and cover like that. If this fullback gets beat inside, the center back's here to cover and help. Okay, but tracking back, it's really important that this winger is coming to help this defender, okay? Because this defender's main priority, it isn't to win the ball necessarily, it's to slow this player down and stop him from attacking our goal. So if he can slow him down, we need help. We need doubles to come in. We need the midfielder to come across. And then again, we have cover this way. Everyone will slide across. Remember, defend as a unit, okay? Cutting off the passing angles. This winger is going to come and he's going to, again, curve your run so you block the pass, but we're also helping up and we're doubling up, okay? Doubling up, anytime you have the opportunity to double on an attacker to win the ball, that's what you want to do. So what most players do is, the average player, they see that the defender's got him stopped. So what do? They're lazy. They just wait here and they wait for this defender to win the ball. You can't do that anymore, okay? If you want to be a better defender, we need to get numbers around the ball. So if my defender is here helping, I want to get in right away. We want to get in right away and we'll win the ball, okay? Defending in numbers works if you do it quickly, you cut off the passing lanes rather than just running like an idiot. Okay, if we just run in like this, but we don't block these passing lanes here, then they can play like this. But if we make sure that we're blocking off these passing lanes, okay, it makes it very difficult for this player to play. I want to talk finally about defending or pressing in the offensive third, because this is really the place that you should be working hardest to win the ball back. Here we wanted to be disciplined. In our defensive third, we want to be disciplined, we want to be smart, and we want to work in numbers. Here, we want to be a little more reckless, because if we win the ball back here, we can score goals. And it doesn't really matter if we get beat, because we have all our defenders behind us. So what happens when, say we're attacking, and the attack gets cut out, their team wins the ball. Okay, what most teams do is they'll retreat back. The average team will retreat back into their defensive position. Okay, we don't want to do that though. If we lose the ball up here, we want to win it back right away. So instead of stepping back, we're all going to press the ball. Remember, cut off the passing angles. Okay, can we get higher up the field? Our back line's coming up. Remember, you have to keep those gaps tight. If the gaps are too big, it's going to be easy for them to play out. But if everyone pushes up the field, okay, and we close off these passing lanes, then we can pressure the ball, high pressure. So you want to come in quickly. Don't be so worried about getting beat in this situation, because like I said, if this guy beats us, then we still have 8, 9 players behind the ball that can step in and win it, okay? But if you force them to play quicker, rather than sitting off them, if we force them to play quickly in their own defensive third, most of the times they're going to make a mistake and we're going to win it back. We can attack right away. Or they're going to try to play a long ball. They're just going to panic and kick it over the top. And then hopefully our center backs will win the ball and we can win the second ball, play out. Got something valuable out of this video. There's a lot of great information in here if you actually choose to use it. Remember, defending is all about staying compact, okay? If you get too stretched, that's when you get broken down. So keep the distances between your players, between the defenders, midfielders, and strikers, very close. Remember, try to cut off passing angles rather than just running straight at the player. In the offensive third, pressure quickly, okay? Force them to make errors. I promise you, if you just start getting in players' faces, you're gonna win the ball back a lot more. Please like, favorite, comment on this video, share it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Make sure you're following me, Dylan Tooby, on Facebook and Twitter. Pick up that free training guide. If you go to my website, fill in one of those opt-in forms, you'll get a free training guide that I guarantee will make you a better player. With that, you're also going to get weekly updates from me. We'll see you next time.
Composure on the inside, ulcer on the outside. Footsteps tap cool.